more effective when you say it aloud?
It's more effective on yourself for changing, bringing about changes in oneself when one chants within. If you also want it to benefit others, you can chant it loud, but definitely not to with a loudspeaker. I mean, it jars on. So here, somebody wanted. I'll come back to you. Yes.
So when we chant the Gayatri, especially in our tradition, we do Sandhya Vandanam, and as a part of that, we chant the Gayatri. So it comes with a procedure that you are supposed to sit like this,
Right.
this way,
Right.
use the Tambala, Mandala, Uttarni and everything, and you are supposed to do it in a particular way. Now, but if the Gayatri is all about the meter and about the way in which you chant it, and right from the Om to the Prachodaya, how you chant it. If that is all there is to it, then is it okay if we do away with all these other ritualistic aspects and just focus on the mantra?
Look, I am saying that the Gayatri can be chanted. Suppose you learnt how to do it traditionally in your home, I would say it is a good idea to do it. Continue with it. Because all these things have a certain meaning. The Sandhya Vandana, first of all, it's called Sandhya because it is chanted 3 times in a day. There are 3 Sandhyas. Sandhya means the time when dawn comes, midday when the shadows have just begun to lengthen, and when the dusk appears. These are the 3 Sandhyas. So these Sandhyas are specially meant for chanting mantras, especially the Gayatri, because it is very effective to chant during that period. Therefore, it's called Sandhya Vandanam, going down to Sandhya. Sandhya also means the moving of ignorance and the coming of light. In the evening, Sandhya means the moving off the material world and the coming of the darkness. And the middle Sandhya means the turning point between the two. So all 3 are considered sacred timings. Apart from the fact that from the yogic point of view, and the secret of yogic pranayama, these sandhyas are important because there, according to the yogic anatomy, which you may not find in an anatomy hall, according to yogic anatomy, there are 3 main channels which are called nadis that function in the system. One is called the Ida Nadi, other is called the Pingala Nadi, and one is called the Sushumna Nadi. Channels, let's say they are pathways of energy. Now the Ida Nadi is that which is on the left side, and it is connected to the right nostril, to the left nostril. And the Pingala Nadi is in the right and it is connected to the right breath. The Pingala is called plus, anode. And the Ida is called minus, which is cathode. I am deliberately not using the word positive and negative because when you say negative, people think this is negative. It's not like that. It's cathode and anode, plus and minus. This is plus and this is minus. Now, in between the Shushum, these 2 nadis are supposed to come from the Sahasrara, which is in the head, from the brain, and come on both sides of the spine and join in the middle. The joining part of that at the bottom of the spine, the yogi calls the Mooladhara, which means root support, Moola Adhara, root support. Now, for most people, the energies flow through these 2. And at most times of the day or night, either one is more active than the other. It doesn't stop completely, but one is generally more active than the other. In fact, the yogis have found out ways and means, have understood what activity for a human being is best when a certain nadi is working or when the other one is working. And if they find that it is the wrong one that is working during a certain activity, they know ways of shifting it according to will. Now, for spiritual development or to go into higher levels of consciousness, the most important nadi is the central nadi called the Shushumna. That stretches straight from the spine to the sahasrara. Okay? Now, the best spiritual results are possible when the Shushumna nadi is active. And if the Shushumna nadi has to become active, both the Ida and Pingala have to be balanced. Generally, in most times, they are not balanced. But 3 times during so-called Sandhya, the nadis are automatically balanced, and it is the Shushumna nadi that is functioning maximum. Therefore, these Sandhyas have been fixed for the chanting of the Gayatri and other mantras also. So it has been put into the Sandhya Vandana. The different nyasas and mudras that you do are basically to shut up the Ida Pingala and open the Shushumna. 1. You also do pranayam before doing the chanting. Anuloma Viloma. Chant, take in from here, stop, breathe out, take in, stop, breathe out. Now if you do this for a length of time, the Ida and Pingala become balanced and the Shushumna begins to work. After that you chant. So this is the reason. But if you don't have time, please at least chant. You don't have to sit and do anything. You can chant. There is no harm in breathing a few times. You need not go elaborate, but there is no harm in breathing. It's good for you actually. So.
The chant is slightly different in Krishna Yajurveda. So, I mean, is it okay to chant it that way and it needs to be chanted in the way?
Fine, no problem. See, these are all things that are changed and little bit altered for various reasons, but if you have been taught in a particular way, there is no harm in chant. I am telling you from the old Rigvedic Gayatri meter.
I've heard that there are different types of Gayatris, like this being the Surya Gayatri, or there are different types of Gayatris. So tell us.
It's nothing. It's simply that here the attention is fully on Surya, Savitra. So there are Gayatris which are suitable for invoking energies apart from Surya. Now here Surya means the inner self from the spiritual point of view. Now apart from all that, there is also something called the Tantra Gayatri. These are Vedic Gayatris. This is a Vedic Gayatri from the Rig Veda. There is the Tantra Gayatri which is called the Sri Vidya. That's also called Gayatri. Now that Gayatri does not have any words or anything like that. There are no syllables, there are no slokas. It's merely a collection of certain sounds which are known as Bija Aksharas. Bija Akshara means, Akshara is a beautiful word used in Sanskrit for the alphabet. It means, alphabet is made with alpha, beta and so on, A, B, C. But Akshara means indestructible. Akshara. Even the language is called indestructible, Akshara. Now, the Bija means a seed, Bijam. So, Bijakshara means certain sounds have the potency of bringing about the growth of certain characteristics, especially on the spiritual side. They are like sowing the seed. It depends upon the climate and how you look after the seed that it grows into a beautiful tree. If you neglect it, Bijakshara also won't help. So therefore, the Tantra Gayatri, which is called Sri Vidya, consists of, I can't discuss it here, consists of 15 letters, 15 Bijaksharas, which are called the Panchadashakshari, because it is 15. And there is a Shodashakshari which has 16 sounds, 16 bijas, and there are many varieties. They have to be studied with a teacher who will say what is suitable for that person, because there is Hadi Vidya, because it starts with Ha, there is Kadi Vidya which starts with Ka and so on, but it's a little bit I would say that while the Vedic Gayatri is simple and nice and you can chant it and go ahead, the Tantra Gayatri is to be handled with gloves. First, because of the Bijaksharas, which are arranged in certain formats and which also have to be chanted according to the matras, which means the sound intervals between them. Now, the Bijaksharas also have a direct impact on the centers in the body, which are called the chakras. So, when you chant them according to what is to be done where, then a certain spiritual upliftment takes place. Yes, you want the Panchadasha? I can't. First of all, I am not qualified. Yes. Tell me.
So I have heard and been told that you're meant to chant Gayatri Mantra in general a certain number of times. What is the number of times you would recommend, and also why do we have? I've never understood the logic of why a certain number of times, and what happens if you do a different number?
Normally 108 times is used. Now 108 times is used because it is a minimum amount that one should chant. Now if you say that I don't want to count, generally one gives up in 10 or 15. Honestly, I am telling you, it happens. And after 15 minutes, we think we must have chanted about 100. So we stop. So if you fix 108, for instance, then you will chant those 108 and then only stop. That's one thing. Now 108 is also considered a mystical number from ancient times because it is a multiple of 9. 9 is one number in this whole system which, however big it becomes, you multiply 9 with any number and if you add the total it will still remain as 9. It's the only number. Whatever you multiply with it, you add the total, it will be 9. This is a symbol of that supreme Shakti or energy which always remains constant, which can neither be subtracted nor reduced nor added, nothing can be done about it. It's there. You can change it from one state to another, one form to another, but it is a constant. So 108 is the smallest fraction of that symbol of 9. Minimum that you can chant. So they fix 108 and so on. Nobody said that you should chant only 108. You can chant many 108s and keep on chanting. However, while chanting, if your mind has attained a state where it is tranquil and peaceful and not disturbed, you can forget about the numbers and be fully absorbed in the chanting. And that will not happen in the beginning. It's also because of the laziness of the mind. So it chants few times and thinks that I have chanted enough. So you can also chant. So because you cannot chant 108 times, don't stop chanting 10 times. Do it. Slowly you will develop an interest in it. This chanting has a certain taste that comes over the years as you chant. Once you begin to have that taste, then you will not want to stop chanting. Till then it is a little difficult because there are so many obstacles and impurities covering the